All right, let's pull back the curtain on a topic that is quietly shaping your world every single day. I'm talking about data analysis. You might not even notice it, but it's like this invisible engine working behind the scenes, running so much of what you experience, both online and off.
I mean, seriously, have you ever stopped to wonder how your favorite streaming service just knows what movie you're going to want to watch next? It's almost creepy, right? Or how your music app somehow puts together the perfect playlist for your run? It really feels like magic, but I promise you it's not. It is all about the power of data analysis.
Okay, so what is this super powerful process really? Let's actually break it down. We're going to look at what data analysis is and exactly how it takes just, simple information and turns it into those magic recommendations we were just talking about.
So at its core, here's what we're talking about. It's really a process. First up, you got collecting. And you can think of this like just scooping up tons of raw information, like a giant messy pile of puzzle pieces. Then comes the cleaning. This is super important. You're basically sweeping away all the junk, the errors, to make sure what you have is actually accurate. After that, you transform it, organizing those puzzle pieces so they start to make some sense. And finally, you get to the best part, interpreting. This is where the light bulb goes on and you finally see the bigger picture, the story the data has been waiting to tell you.
In that definition, it really gives us the perfect roadmap, doesn't it? The whole thing boils down to this simple, repeatable, four-step process. This is how you consistently turn a bunch of raw numbers into really powerful knowledge. So let's walk through it. Here's that process in action. Step 1, you collect the data, right? You pull it in from all over the place. Step 2, you've got to clean it. Get rid of all the errors, the duplicates, the nonsense. Step 3 is to transform it, putting it all into a format that's actually useful and organized. And then finally, step 4, you interpret it. You start digging in, looking for those patterns that answer the big questions, like what movie should we recommend to this person next?
Now, obviously, analysts aren't just sitting there with a pen and paper trying to figure all this out. Come on. To get through these 4 steps, they have a whole toolkit full of powerful and actually pretty diverse tools. So let's take a peek inside and see what the pros are using.
Okay, so what's in this toolkit? Well, first, you've got your statistical methods. That's how you find patterns that actually mean something. Then, and this is a big one, you need sharp logical reasoning. You got to be able to connect the dots, form ideas, and draw smart conclusions. And then, of course, you have the actual, tools, things like spreadsheets and databases to keep everything organized, and even programming languages to help you handle just massive, massive amounts of data.
Okay, so we've talked about the what and the how, but that brings us to the most important question of all, right? The so what? Why does any of this even matter? What's the real end game for all this work?
And this really puts it all into perspective. I mean, think about it. On one hand, you could make decisions based on just guesswork, a gut feeling. That's super risky, and you're probably going to miss out on huge opportunities. But when you bring data into the equation, whoa, your decisions suddenly become evidence-based. They're optimized, they're strategic, and your chances of success just go way, way up. It's basically the difference between trying to find your way in the dark versus having a high-tech GPS.
And look, this whole data-driven thing, it isn't just some abstract idea. It's a real strategy. Organizations use these insights to hit 3 really specific, key goals that push them forward.
So what are these big 3 outcomes? Well, first, they improve performance. And that could be anything, right? Think of a factory tweaking its process just a tiny bit and saving millions. Second, they reduce risks. A perfect example is your credit card company spotting a weird charge and flagging it before you even know what's happening. And all of that leads right back to number 3, just plain making better, evidence-based decisions. And that, right there, is the foundation for any kind of smart, long-term success.
And that, really, in a nutshell, is the whole journey. It's this amazing process of taming chaos. You're taking a tangled mess of raw numbers and information, you're putting it through this process of analysis, and then you're aiming it like an arrow at a very specific, powerful goal. A goal that can absolutely change a business, or heck, even an entire industry.
So, as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with a little food for thought. These same principles, they totally apply to our own lives. From your fitness routine to how you spend your money, what patterns in your